It only takes 3 days to manifest. At the very max, it takes 4 days. I said this exact statement, I think it was 2 years ago, and look at me now. I literally can manifest after 3 days or sometimes even less. And people, they look at me in amazement and surprise. Sometimes they laugh in my face at the level of delusion and delulu that you need to have in order to do this. But I stand with what I say and what I said back then 2 years ago. Many people told me that this is not what Neville Goddard meant when he said that you can manifest within 3 days, that it was metaphorical. I don't know whether this is what Neville Goddard meant. I think that's what Neville Goddard meant, actually, but it doesn't matter what you believe, because whatever you believe goes. I took him literally and he changed my life. And this is the way you can take him literally too. And I'm going to reiterate this concept that it only takes 3 days to manifest, and you need to stop limiting yourself. Hello everybody, my name is Naya, and on this channel I talk everything about manifestation, esotericism, and so much more. On Patreon we make extra weekly videos, so subscribe and participate. All the links are down below. And before I get started, obviously I need to mention my favorite app, Aura, that I use daily for my affirmations, hypnosis, sound baths, podcasts, and so much more. Think about a Spotify for spirituality and well-being. So if you want to join Aura today, you can use my affiliate link down below, and you're gonna get not only a free trial but a 40% discount if you want to go premium. And trust me, you're not going to regret it. The link is down below. So thank you so much, Aura, for the affiliate link. Now let's get started in today's video. It takes only 3 days to manifest, and I am so serious. So I feel that what you need to understand, I don't know if you noticed, but lately in my videos, I'm all about you gotta shift mindset. No, you gotta shift. I'm all about you have to, well, you could be that you have that other mindset, but you have to shift mindset, because what is shifting mindset? Shifting mindset is nothing but jumping from a state of consciousness to another. And it doesn't require you hundreds of affirmations, even though I love the power of affirmations. And affirmations do not manifest, but they are a ways, they're nothing but thoughts to shift you in the right state of consciousness. It's exactly as any other technique or thought that you have. But besides that, that doesn't mean that because robotic affirming is powerful, affirmations is powerful, or visualization is a powerful way to enter a certain state, that doesn't mean that you need to do those things in order to get into that state. And I always like to give the example of a trauma. When you experience a trauma in your life, it didn't take you hundreds of affirmations to experience, unfortunately, that trauma. You could have manifested in a way or had thoughts that led to that. But besides the reason why that happened, which is a topic for a different video, the trauma happens in a snap. And unfortunately, when trauma happens, it rewires your brains dramatically, and you kind of change, and it takes a while to go back to a new versions of self. That is exactly jumping into a new state of consciousness. That is an unfortunate jump in a state of unwanted state of consciousness due to circumstances. And obviously I feel sorry for anybody that has experienced certain levels of trauma. I experienced my own. So, it's just an example to make you understand that you do not need to wait months and months and months and months to have a shift of consciousness, a shift of mindset. Now, that is an extreme example and a negative example. Think about a positive example. Something amazing happens into your life, or perhaps you see somebody having enormous success, and that opens the door for the possibility that that impossible thing, or what you have deemed impossible before, actually can happen. So if you understand this, the success of another person could be the doorway for you to open up and have that shifting mindset. Your own positive experience could be the doorway that shifts you into a positive mindset and a positive state of consciousness. So you jump reality really quickly through your mind and through your thoughts. And that is why in my videos, I try to make you have this shifting mindset and consciousness so you can manifest faster and effortless. Because again, you don't not necessarily, you can do them, and the affirmations do help shifting consciousness and state of mind, but you don't need to wait months and months, and you do not need to wait to do hundreds of affirmations before you will be worthy, or before you're good enough, or you're going to believe 100% that you can get your manifestation. This is so untrue. You do not have to put in the work. The only thing that you have to do is shift your mindset. The only thing that you have to do is to, at the very least, put some discipline in your thoughts, and that's about it, really. So yes, you can manifest, and it only takes 3 days to manifest if you really put your mind into it. Because see, understand what Neville Goddard used to say. When I'm with God, nothing is impossible. And God is within me. God, infinite awareness, infinite consciousness. Neville used to use a lot of biblical terminology because of his time, but you can also use subconscious mind, infinite awareness, Sophia, the creator. We're all talking about the same thing at the end of the day. I'm going to say God because it's shorter to say, but when God lives in you, in your human imagination, you live inside the mind of God. So when you are putting limitations upon yourself and you're saying it takes more than 3 days to manifest because I didn't see it yet, you are putting limitation to God. And you don't understand that. You don't understand, because I see a lot of you, especially through my coaching, that you believe in the law, you want to try it, and then after 2 days, that's where you crumble. That's where you start paying attention to the circumstances. And, over there, what you're doing, you are putting limitations upon yourself, and hence you're putting limitations to God. But if you understand that you are God of your reality because God lives in you, source energy lives in you, and once you have a desire, you can see it in your mind, it is done. It is done. There is nothing you need to figure it out. There is nothing, you don't need to figure it out, the script, how things is going to come to you. You don't have to make a plan unless you want to. You don't have to make any forced action. You can go with the flow of events because what you want, it is done. It's done now. The past and the present and the future are happening in the matrix, in the quantum field, all at the same time. Your future versions of yourself, it's happening now. It's not somewhere there in the future. It is now. If you can live in the shift of mindset and understand that every single time that you're saying the opposite, that every single time that you're seeing limitations in yourself, you're putting limitation into God. If you understand that, it only takes 3 days to manifest. And I don't want to believe, I refuse to believe in the opposite. I am going to purposely believe that any minute now I can get what I want. I am going to purposely believe that each and every one of you, any minute now, can get what you want. This is a reality I am creating because I know that my imagination is God and what I see has to come. Do you have this faith? Do you have this motivation? Can you affirm it with me? Then there is nothing that can stop you. I do not care who you are. I do not care about your circumstances. I have seen incredible, impossible stories, money, ASP, houses, things manifested out of nowhere, money manifested out of thin air. Yes, I know you don't want to believe me. I know you have resistance. I know you don't want to believe that money can pop out of nowhere, but that's on you because you're putting limitations into God. You're putting limitations in yourself, but you are God. Why are you limiting yourself? I do not understand why people do this to themselves in the world, and they find justifications of their own pain. Yes, I know that the matrix will want to believe you that you're stuck and that you're limited. I understand the programming, but you can break free now. I believe in you. God believes in you. There is a plethora of spirit guides. I know this sounds a little bit spiritual, but there is a plethora of spirit guides and entities that do want to help you. But you got to help yourself by reinforcing this faith, by reinforcing the fact that manifestation comes only 3 days if you want so. How to do it? Let's figure it out. Step number 1, you're clear about what you want. Are you clear about what you want? This could be something simple. I want just a text from my ISP. You got it. Step number 2, you asked, you got clarity about what you want. Yes, you can have it. Yes, you can have it. Stop wondering if you can have it. Yes, you can have it. Step number 2, understand that it is done. Understand that if you shut down the 3D, you do not care about who you are. You do not care about your circumstances. You do not care about your past and whatever experience you had in the past. You do not care that people are laughing in your face. Step number 2, it is done. You dwell into that state. How would you feel as the person that received the text message? How would you feel if your SP loved you? What thoughts would you think? How you would drink your coffee or tea in the morning? How would you walk? Where should you live? It is done. Become and dwell in that state through affirmations, visualization, the Lulu, daydreaming, whatever it is that you like. You got my manifestation journal down below. Besides that, step number 2, it is done. You dwell into the state no matter the circumstances. Step number 3, you receive. You go into the Sabbath state. It is done. There is nothing I need to do. I'm going to focus on my present moment and let it unfold. Manifestation is always natural and perfect. It has its own appointed hour. It knows how to manifest. It knows how to unfold. We live under the mind of an infinite intelligence. Infinite. You don't need to figure it out. Don't you worry. Source has got your back. You just have to stay present within the moment, making the best out of your day as you see the manifestation unfolding. Step number 3, you receive. Step number 4, the 4th days, you got it. In the 4th day, you got it after you rest because you know that it is done. I'm going to give you a practical example of this. I remember, I can give you so many examples, but I remember that I had this faith within me since I was a child because I was very lucky. Okay, yes, I had a wonderful father. I didn't have a mom really after the age of 13. I only lived with my dad, but my dad brought me up always thinking, if you can see it, you can have it. He always told me, Virginia is my real name. Virginia, you can do anything. You can have anything. Do not ever settle down. If you have a problem, focus on the solution. If you can see the solution, you got it. I was raised this way and I always refused to believe that I couldn't have what I always dreamed about. And so when people were laughing in my face when I wanted to do music, I didn't listen. I turned my back to the 3D. I didn't even know how to play guitar. I learned how to play guitar in only 4 months, and then off I was going on touring. I had a record deal and I did my music. I refused to believe that I couldn't do it. For me, I've seen it in my head. I've seen myself performing on stage. I saw my visions. I saw my albums and I did them and I made them happen. When it was for the YouTube channel, I saw myself making money by being myself, by doing this video, by helping other people. I knew I was meant to be in this way and to do this. I didn't care. Then everybody thought I was crazy. I didn't care about the algorithm or whatever rules that were back then 7 years ago that are now. I know it doesn't matter even that I lost all my subscribers. I got them again. And then I did TikTok from 0 and I got them again. I just see the ending goal because I refuse to believe that what I desire is not mine. I refuse to believe that I have to live according to the structures of the matrix. I refuse to believe that. After my first divorce, I refused to believe that I was going to end up alone all my life. I knew my soulmate was out there. I knew I was going to have this beautiful daughter of mine, my baby. I knew I was going to live in London. I knew it and I persisted upon, regardless of what anybody and anything would have told me in my reality. I'll give you another example that it's not my example. One of my best friend, I remember vividly just 2 years ago, we were in Kew Gardens in London and she had this dream of hers that she always wanted to live in London and she didn't even know where to start. And I looked at her and I said, I'm going to go first and then you're going to go next. And now we're going to joke about it and we are going to pretend that we already live here because if you want it, it is already done. And she was laughing at me. And I remember she answered with me like something, yeah, well, we'll see about that. Even though she believes in manifestation, she was like, okay, maybe it's not going to happen that soon. We'll see about that. Guess what? In a couple of months after, I went first and then she came. Manifestation unfolds in only 3 days if you know that it is done. For me, I wanted something recently, which I'm probably going to tell my success story on Patreon. I wanted something. It was 3 days ago. It was a big thing. It wasn't like an object. It was a big thing of mine that I wanted. I was a little bit discouraged at first, and then I said, no, God made the way for me. Everything is going to happen gracefully. I will not limit myself because I don't limit God. It is done. I got it. I'm going to find it, the perfect thing that I want at the perfect price with the perfect people. It's done. I've got it. I've got it now. It's done. And I did that, and it unfolded in 3 days. 3 days. Why are you wasting your time by putting limitations on yourself? I would never truly understand why you are doing this to yourself. But Nia, I tried it before and it didn't work, and this and my trauma and that. No, the now is the only thing that matters. What you do now with your head. Not what happened before, not what you did before. It is only the now. It's every moment within the present moment that you focus and dwell in the state of consciousness that you want. That is the only thing that matters. And every single time you revert back to your old self, you're wasting your time. And you need to remind yourself of that. Only the now matters. You have it. You want it. You got it. You receive it. That's it. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you appreciate today's video and it motivated you. And finally, we had that shift in mindset. And I'm going to see you next week. Love you so much. And I'll see you also on Patreon. Bye.